Good evening, sir. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on your second book, and we look towards its success in near future.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I would like to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
So, the first one goes like this. So, since you have done investment banking and you are an investor right now, what tips would you like to give our generation of students or those who are aspiring to tread in the investment banking career option?
So investment banking is about getting a buyer and a seller together.
Yes.
So in order to get a buyer and seller together, you need to know the needs of the buyer in case you are representing the seller, or if you are representing the buyer, you need to know the needs of the seller. Then only you can get the two parties together. So it means that you need to research the companies that you're selling, the strong points of the companies you're selling, and you need to be very well versed with what the buyer wants. Most of the times you will be representing the seller because buyers will be funds, they'll be private equity funds. So every fund has a particular criteria in terms of what kind of investments they make, what kind of sectors they look at, what kind of companies they look at, what kind of managements they look at. If you have this knowledge, then you will be better versed when you are representing a company in front of them. We live in a world which is very busy, so if you go to them unprepared and they get the impression that you're wasting their time, then next time onwards they will not like to meet you, right? So coming back, for me, the success story in investment banking was that I made good friends with the partners of the leading private equity funds in India by showing them deals which were exclusive. So they felt that I brought value on the table. If you meet the partners and go down the channel, then you have a higher probability of your deal going through. As against that, if you go and show your deal to the associate in the private equity firm, he needs to convince his superiors of why they should look at a particular investment. So the easier way is to have a short discussion with the partners so that there is a broad level buy-in for your deal, and then show the deal to the associate. That gives the associate a sense of empowerment when he is himself preparing a pitch document to present it to the investment community. This is how I was able to break in, by going top down rather than bottom up. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So, next thing I would like to ask you is that can you please share one management lesson or a success mantra with our students which would be helpful for them when they are going for interviews or when they are sitting in the interview rounds in the placement season?
Okay, so one thing is that you need to spend a lot of time preparing about the company which is coming on campus. Every company has specific requirements. When you go in an interview, you need to show the interview board that you have made the effort to learn about their company. Then, based on what are their requirements, you need to showcase specific skill sets which go as per the requirements of the company. I think that helps in differentiating you from the others. So a typical example, if I am from NDIM and somebody had come to interview, and say I had 5 minutes for the interview, which is generally as much time as any student would get. Wasting time in telling them about NDIM will not help because all of you are from NDIM. That is not a differentiating factor. So you need to be well versed to showcase to them how you are different vis-a-vis any other candidate in your class which is sitting for the same interview. So work on the points of differentiation rather than the points of conformity, because you only have 5 minutes. Their time is valuable. So when you're sitting here saying I have done an MBA, there's no value. Everyone has done an MBA who's sitting for the interview. I am from NDIM, again has no value because you are all from NDIM. It is not differentiating. But telling them some specific thing that you have done, which the others haven't. For example, maybe an internship, maybe a selling workshop,
Life project.
yeah, maybe a live project, and then relating that skill to the requirement of the company will help them differentiate you from the others. The second thing is, in interviews, we have a habit of sometimes loose talking, in the sense we talk about areas about which we know nothing about. Please don't do that. You should only speak about things that you are well versed with, because otherwise you are leaving an opening and the interviewer can ask you questions about that topic. You've just said it out of the blue, you don't know it in depth, and then you will be caught by the interviewer. Interviewers, generally speaking, give you an opening to talk about your life, and from that opening they ask you specific questions to probe you further, to see how much depth you have. You need to only give them openings which you are very well versed with. Don't talk about something which you only know over the top. Okay.
Thanks a lot, sir. Sir, at last I would like to ask, how would you like to associate with NDIM for further endeavors, and how can we of?
So I am an expert in the world of finance.
Yes.
So through Ankur I can be available for similar talks if you want to understand about industry, about best practices, about how the world is evolving, of what is happening in the world of finance and things like that. And for those of you who want to understand about writing as a pursuit, I can talk about
Thanks a
that.
lot, sir. It would be of great help to